Well, howdy, howdy, howdy. How are y'all doing tonight? Earlier's video was not retaining to any of my normal subs. I see Bubba Shinobi over there in that chat already waiting. Or he was. Anywho, let's get down to it. Moving my dip out of the way. Nobody wants to see my habit. These are my cichlids in my 20 gallon. We've gotten down to 1, 2, 3, 4 fish. They killed a fish. So, kind of been not wanting to get another one and just keep a small bio load and whatnot. And basically just keep it nice and easy. Because they seem to all be getting along since the female's gone. And I think that if I add another fish back into there, it's just going to create the same problem that I had before. Which was fighting over space and crowding issue and everything else. Anyhow, if you're wondering why are we in a more close-up view, Nick? Well, I found the spot that my camera needs to be, but I don't know if it's too close to the microphone, so if it is, just let me know and I'll back her up a bit, or try to. Yeah, I got a bunch of pins over here and a remote that really shouldn't be over here, but the drawer's not in the right spot it should be in right now for me to put the remote away. So, this box in here is just so they don't eat this plant. Because the more adult cichlids, they like to tear the roots of that plant up, and I'm probably going to take that out and put it in the 10 gallon, or 20 gallon when I replant it. And then I haven't decided where I'm gonna put up the 10 gallon, but because I need to get another filter for the other 20 gallon that's sitting next to me. But I kind of have to wait. But I'm okay with waiting. Sorry, I was just looking at something real quick. Anyhow, I've gotten to the point where this tank has a lot of crushed rock, coral kind of stuff in the bottom because there's a barnacle in there that tended to broke up, and it's not that it's bad. The cichlids like that. I don't know how well my pleco likes that, but I'm sure he's adapted to it quite well. And the reason I leave this stuff in there is so they don't have any reason to, fight over anything. A lot of people have their tanks so bare with cichlids, but if you have it too bare, they're gonna fight all the damn time. I think, because I even look at the stores fish, they still do tend to fight. They just don't fight over territory. And it's just a different fight. It's a frenzy fight. If you were to ask me, that's just my personal opinion. The only way to really truly curb aggression is have a few like fish in there. You know? Just like with people. The only way to curb aggression with people is have a few like-minded individuals. I drink entirely too much water. Before I got on here, I had to go make a phone call to my madre. But none of that is news that's prevy. Oh, people are probably wondering, did he shave his head up? Like, what the hell did he do? Oh my god. What? What? He slicked it back? What? I'm doing alright. How about yourself? Ow. Pulling my hair out, but I'm doing alright. Okie dokie. Hope that wasn't loud at all, because that mic shouldn't be on. Only this one right in front of me should, so. Yeah, sorry, it's like wanting to lean off to one side. I totally cut it in, though. And I shaved my sides out, because I was getting tired of, all this and the itch, and yeah. I just need a shower, that's all. I've been sitting in this room moving stuff all day long. Trying to move stuff around, move stuff out, and get rid of stuff. Which has been the daily task today. Oh, my mom was just calling me. Hold on a second. Okay, sorry, my bad. Didn't mean to do that. Had to answer that phone call there, sometimes you get phone calls you need to answer, and Yeah. She basically accidentally butt dialed me. You know how often that happens to people? Every single day. Can't scoot too far, hard back, or I'll crack a tank. Oh my god, that fits inside that fish tank. That's kind of cool. This jug here fits inside of a 20-gallon. Which it's a 5-gallon jug. I'm alright today. I'm just, recovering from. Don't pay no attention to them. Oh, shit. Which it's funny, I've actually cleaned this room up so much that I need to get rid of stuff like this. Like, why do I still have this? I used to use this as a makeshift lid. What's up, Almond? And right now, this is just a stream, me by myself, just so everybody gets the picture that I do my own streams by myself. And I've been trying to do them daily, and you need to knock it off in there. I see what you're doing. That ain't friendly. That's mean. Sorry. Actually, why am I using that one? I blew my nose with that one earlier. Not sure if I did with this one or not. Well, yeah, but I'll use the side that I didn't. Damn catfish and is splashing the tail. Gets water all over the damn place. I'm always cleaning the front of a tank. You guys would go insane being at my house. Straight up insane. I don't know why I did that earlier instead of just getting a piece of tissue paper. What's up, V-Stag? Yeah, man, I'm planning on getting rid of this guy right here. He's getting too big. I don't know if you keep seeing him chase everybody else around. He's basically, anytime I throw bloodworms in there lately, this guy right here, he sucks them all up. And it's not like, the catfish isn't eating his own weight, but the catfish ain't even getting enough food because this guy is like, blop, 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 blop. He's almost acting like a bass, I want to say. Because he also does this thing where he'll go to the top of the water and he'll try to jump out. Just saying. But I know bluegill do that. And I think that is what he is, but I've been wrong before. And he spiked me in the hand already, so I can't get him out, like, without him hurting my hand in some way. His fins don't look bad, though. Like, he looks like he's got some really healthy fins. Seeing him swim around. He's probably just outgrown this tank a bit, I think. That's my personal opinion. I'm sticking to it. You know, you're asking how much bigger will he get. I've seen people with sunfish in their tank from different parts of the world. Like, but that's in a bigger environment, you see. That's got to be like at least a 200-gallon or more, I'd say, just to get that, size capacity. Maybe. Or more, like I'm saying, or more. Probably max, I'd say, for something like that would probably be the ballpark range of 800 gallons. And if I had something that was 800 gallons, I'd be putting salt water in that bitch. I'm sorry. At least you know what I like, right? I believe so. He was in somebody else's pond and he got brought in with a bunch of feeder goldfish because they tend to keep feeder goldfish in the ponds out here to keep the I think it's called a gunt fly. Anyways, these are little fruit flies that attack the crops out here in California, and anyways, they basically use goldfish, koi, and other such fish in their aqua. I forget what they're called, aquifers or something like that. And yeah, he came out of there. So basically, because all these people use these multitudes of different types of fish, they don't necessarily know what they are always getting and or giving back to people. So when they go and sell it to a local fish store, which they often tend to do when their stock's overpopulated, they will get weird random batches of fish that there's a mix. I'll be right back in the water. I mean, I've only been back in the hobby a couple years, but like when I was a kid, there was so much less stuff like you had to know just to keep fish. Now there's so much stuff you have to remember that it's like, oh my god. I'm becoming like this book of knowledge, and I sometimes like it, but other times it's like, please just unplug it. Unplug it. Well, it's 7 or 8 o'clock. I hit my foot on the chair. No, it's 7, almost 8. In another 40 minutes. I wonder how close we can get to the puffer tank. I really want to show you guys how big these guys get in such a little time, and why I think the other ones either they got zapped by the heat of the room that day, or they fought each other to death. One or the other. I hope it wasn't the other. Yeah, I do what works best for me, you know, and I've had a few problems with people that I used to do videos with, and that's what the video earlier was about. People probably didn't understand. I was sitting there messing with the live streaming capacity thing, and for some reason it keeps saying bad video settings, bad connection, bad keyframing, or some crap. It's whatever. I'm just gonna go with it, go with the flow. Obviously, my computer's just overworked for this kind of stuff. Not saying I don't have a somewhat good computer, but not everybody likes HP. People actually talk crap on HP. And I just remembered something. We're way out of March. This calendar's over. It only went to 2017 in March. I think somebody else is here inside, so I will return in a few seconds. Yeah, see, not everybody loves HP. I like HP because I haven't had a problem with this computer other than the fact that the motherboard's upside down. It's the only problem I have with it, you know? Because it makes it harder to put things in. But I'm going to be right back, and I'm going to go check who is inside. And I don't know how well you can see the 10-gallon, but I'm going to leave it pointed that direction. Because it does say fish stream after all. I need to go put my coffee cup inside. Just a fair warning. If you go out towards that garage, like typical. Where is my broom? Get all this crud that's in my doorway out. From the pile I sweeped up earlier. I always sweep it right into the doorway and need to stop that. It's a bad habit. But yeah, I need to check if the shrimp are still in the tank. Because otherwise, why am I feeding for shrimp? Right? And I really can't see if the shrimp are in the tank. I think I need a brighter light for this tank. Or a bigger barred strip. For an LED, it's kind of alright, but it's like, seems like it's not doing the job anymore. Because I've had plants die in here, and they're not taking care of business like they should be. What kind of shrimp? Ghost shrimp. Because they don't get seen by the puffers. That was the idea. That I think that was the best idea that I've had for a cleaning crew ever. Because they literally, in my eyes, are almost invisible to the puffers unless they're right out in the open. If that makes any sense. If anybody out there thinks that's wrong, then maybe I should be hit by the fish police or PETA. Yeah, a lot of ghost shrimp to help keep a turtle tank clean would probably work. I'm not sure if the turtles will eat the ghost shrimp. I'm not 100% on that, but if they do, they won't be hurting them. I mean, ghost shrimp multiply like rats. I'm just saying, depending on temperatures and how well your tank is developed. I've also noticed another way this room gets sun. I don't know if you noticed this mirror here. Well, I don't mind that this tank on the end gets sun, but it's going to be moved this weekend, so there's no point in having this tank get sun anymore if it's not even going to be in this room. And then they're getting an upgrade to that 20 gallon that's sitting on the floor next to my desk. And I'm surprised that I can see the microphone picking up from over here. So, yeah. That means I can actually walk across the room, or vice versa. You can hear me in screaming at the top of my lungs. That was a joke. Not really. Yeah, you can definitely tell that the previous owner of this tank had turtles in it, because he told me he did. I have two tanks on the floor, one 30 gallon, one 20 gallon. And they're basically waiting to be fully like scrubbed. I already washed them out with water and whatnot. I don't know if I want to put my cichlids in that 20 or 30 gallon though. Kind of scares me, that 30 gallon. I'm just saying. But yeah, I figured I'd get my live stream in, my hour's worth of live stream in at 7 o'clock, and go to 8 o'clock, and then end it. Africans, do they like 30 gallon, like bow front tall? I don't know on that one. I don't know if that's a good idea, or should I just keep them in the 20 gallon long? African cichlids. Yeah, they're Africans, man. There's one Mabuna, and I believe yellow lab, and a dragon's blood. And you're probably all gonna say, "Oh, none of these should go with each other." Aratus, but these guys have gotten along fine. Other than that, when they used to chase each other when the female was in there, and then they killed the female. So no more mating. Now just eating. Where I have them, yeah, that makes more sense. That makes more sense. I moved the dresser out of here today. People would be surprised. Yeah, the dresser's gone. There's still 3 fish tanks though. 1, 2, 3. That one needs cleaning. You see all that calcium buildup? Yeah, I even moved the exit sign. I should put a plug back on that exit sign. You know, reconnect the plug. Be able to plug it in. That'd be cool. That'd be a nice little addition to a prop. I've got plenty enough plugs above my head. I mean, thank you for viewing, Amin. And also, thank you for all the people who have subbed in the last couple of days or couple of hours even. Oh, lovely. It really means a lot to me. Even though I'm just some guy in his garage, it really does mean a lot to me. Where? And I love this setup to where I can put in other people's description. Where'd it go? Oh, so I can even put it right here. Okay, this is the description area. I'm giving shout outs to Captain Savage, to Amin, to people who normally show up. I'm putting your link in my description, so don't get mad. And of my video, and just to show a heads up to people that I support other channels too, you know. Because they do it for me, I might as well do it for them. That's just simple respect. guess I spent up a little time just copying people's links over. Yes, ma'am. Can you bring it to me?
I don't know if I can get through. What smells funky up here?
Nothing. Been moving stuff around. What do you mean? What kind of funky?
I don't know. Mildew.
Nothing smells like mildew. I don't smell mildew. Thanks for the coffee. Thank you. Sorry, I'm not talking a lot. I'm kind of typing stuff in. I don't know if you see any of those fish down there in that 10-gallon. That's really what I'm trying to get you guys to focus on right now. Is that 10-gallon and that 30-gallon. And, he's flaring his mouth at you. I seen him doing it a few minutes ago. The fish in there, he keeps opening his mouth, going. I'm almost at 189, or I mean 190 subs. Thank you, people, very, very much. You are all very blessed individuals. And I'm glad you joined my stream, Nick the Dick stream, to learn from me, Nick the Dick. And maybe, chit chat or bullshit, write a few comments in the side chat. And we get some positive conversation going here. Other than that, I don't really jive with that whole negative conversation. I'm trying to pull my life away from negativity, not storm into it. Mm. That coffee, on point. On point. Very on point. Let's see, did the settings go back to what they were at earlier? Make projectors always on top, save projectors and exit. No. Um, no. Okay, that's already currently out. Retry delay seconds. 10 seconds. Yeah, no, nothing seems to be out of play, so I don't get what, I've been using OBS Studio though lately for these little individual live streams, and I don't try to go off topic of what it is. If it says fish stream, leave it what it is, a fish stream. Don't try to bait me into some conversation or some argument or any of that, cuz it's just not right. Wonder who else is live tonight, or who else is gonna go live tonight. That's a good question. LR Bretts is live. You guys should totally go check out Lucas LR Bretts. He's amazing. He's got some good information. Ed K. Surly is alive, or is live. A few other people are live. I might hop on other streams tonight, so if you guys see me in other streams, don't be surprised. I don't just stick to my own stream anymore. That was a fish tank joke. Oh, gosh. I am so lame. Why does it keep doing that? It keeps unsubbing me from like the major fish people's channels. Like for real? I don't get this YouTube algorithm bullshit. They need to go in and fix that. Like, really. I don't know how many of these streams I've been unsubbed from just because what my name is. And it's like, really? Your algorithm is screwed up, dude. Like, for real. Not only that, you have people going around falsely flagging others, and I just don't understand the nonsense. Oh, and DPK, I forgot. Welcome to the stream, buddy. I just farted and it smells raunchy. She says she smells mildew out here. And I don't smell mildew, so there must be some water somewhere that spilt behind the dresser or something. I don't see any. I'm gonna move this from behind there. This is really pretty. I don't know why it's behind there. I'll actually put that in there for now. I'll go put it in the room later. But yeah, I really, wow, I can't go any further that way, can I? Wow, cool. You know, y'all said something the other day. One of you did. I know this. Oh, don't get rid of a tank. Don't get rid of a tank. Just stack them. Oh, y'all are crazy. It could be behind the poster that's getting wet. Something's getting wet because I smell something. Actually, now that she said that, I smell something. I'll probably go through and clean out my clothes, and because my clothes are actually in here, and every couple of months I take all my clothes out of here and go wash them, because otherwise, other than the ones I wear every day, because I tend to leave that in the bedroom, and otherwise everything will smell. I've noticed that. I don't know if it's from like them splashing water out or what it's from, but I know there's no leak. It's level. It's like, really? This tank is actually level. Yeah. That one, I can't say that one's level. That one's at like incline. There's already a dislike because I've got a hater out there. Plain and simple. And his harassment has led him to not be able to comment. Period. And that's all I'll say about it. I noticed a little leaf burn right here on this front leaf of this Anubias, which is, I believe it's the dwarf Anubias. It's not the full-grown one like I've got over there, which I think they're also digging up. I'm not sure. I haven't put my hands in that tank since, I want to say 2 or 3 weeks ago, when maybe it wasn't 2 or 3 weeks ago. It might have been 2 weeks ago when I did that water change. And before that, when the fish died, the 3 fish that died in the 10 gallon. It might have been 3 or 4. Yeah, it might have been 3 weeks ago now. I agree with that amphibian and fish channel. I agree with that. Should I cut it off at 8 o'clock? Well, you know what? I forgot to go over to the fish store, but I already know that I won't have money till Monday. So, looking at what he's done, like cleaning wise on the new tank that I'm getting, it will be pretty nice, you know. So I said today that I was getting it. It's gonna be Monday, definitely Monday. And then you know what's funnier? So they're gonna help me move it over here. Oh, great, right? Mom's totally dreading it because she's like, I hate you. Hey, it's my money though. She just says that because she doesn't want to have to ever clean it. I'm sorry to tell her. It's going to be in the living room. She's going to help me clean it sometimes. I don't really think the living room's a good place for it because when you open the sliding glass door, here's my reason on why I don't think the living room's a good place for it. I think it should be on this wall over here. This wall over here that I'm clearing out, you know? I think it should be over there. That's just my opinion, okay? But if you want to know the reason why I don't think it should be in the house, because when you open up the sliding glass door and you open up the curtains in that room, or you slightly budge or nudge the curtains in that room, it would create a spike in algae that would be unbearable. But the same problem in here. So, I'm thinking that the couch behind the computer desk should go back on that wall. The piano should go out of this room, which is already a plan. And if there's enough room, the fish tank should go right there behind the computer. No. That's too much, right? That was a joke. That was a joke. Okay, seriously though, I want it to go on that wall behind me. Just so I can look behind me and just look at my work and see how hard I've worked at it and everything else, you know? But yeah, I think later after this stream's over, you know what? Screw it. We'll go to 8:30. I think later that I will push these stacked tanks more towards the wall and then figure out measurements of like the stand that I'm building, because I figure if I'm building a nice big stand for 125 gallon, I have to do the math. Because you know why? You gotta make sure that what you're building is able to hold the weight of what you're trying to put on it. Boom! You know? And I don't want to do the whole ghetto, like I did when I was 16, 15 years old, cinder blocks and pieces of wood. You know what I mean? I want to full on build it. If I'm gonna build it out of wood, I'm gonna full on take 2x4s or vice versa. I'll get 4x8s for the sides, and then I'll get 2x4s for like center braces and just screw them together, and vice versa. You guys will see something amazing built in this garage that most people will be like, ah, he built that. And my plan in that is if I can build a nice enough stand for the 125 gallon, you see, then I'll be able to build a nice enough stand for all these tanks. And then I can take the dresser and I can shove it out to the curb. If not, re-embrace or reinforce the dresser and make a stand over the dresser. That would be a smart idea too. You know? Maybe. I don't know. We'll see what we can do. We'll see what we can do because, you're only limited to what your mind can achieve, right? I'm waiting on Captain Savage to roll in so I can, give. I don't know if I've given him the moderator power in here yet. I meant to, give a couple people that I know ain't gonna be accepting no crap from nobody and boot the idiots, Plain and simple. Yeah, I've been thinking about that. I have, what's funny? You said that. I actually have a whole roll of it. A whole roll of car window tent. So it's not like I don't have the stuff. It's just I don't know how to put that stuff on. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know how to put that stuff on. I think you need a heat gun for it. I could be wrong, but I believe you need a heat gun. And I'm not certain, but some heat guns are like $40, some are like 15, 20. But yeah, it would be a good idea to darken out this room since I got nothing but fish in here. Man, I've got the burps. There's all those beans. I was gonna say this. It's funny that I even want to darken out that window. I wish I could replace that window, but I'd have to contact the landlord before asking if I could replace said window. And I really just don't feel like going through the hassle. It's not something I want to do. But if I did have the time to contact the landlord, that would be cool because I'd put in a window that actually opens and closes. Sorry. This house is old. If I owned the house, man, there would be so much more done than I've already had to do. Roof bracing, yep, cheap. Watch a couple videos on people that like King of DIY, aka Joey, building them. I've watched a couple others build them, and I want to take my whack at it. And I'll probably put cross joints in the bracing as well, so that I know for a fact that my handiwork worked, and I don't have to go back and go over it again. Measure twice, cut once, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to have to be cutting 4, 5, 6, 7 times, because then you're going to run out of wood. Sorry, I'm reading the chat real quick. I bet it wouldn't lag as much if I threw the chat up on that PC, but then again, she's watching TV inside, so it's gonna lag anyways because it's on the bandwidth. That tank is so full of live plants that I'm surprised that those puffers could even find each other to hurt each other in that tank. Blows my mind. But yeah, each and every one of these tanks has a piece of birch wood under it. And when I get the new setup, I plan to buy at least. See, that's going to be the most expensive part, to buy like a couple pallets of the birch wood, just like a couple sheets of birch. It's going to be the most expensive part. I have a saw and all that. I have a drill. I've got screws. I've got all the other stuff. It's just the wood. The plywood is going to be the most expensive part. The other wood is only going to be like 40, $50. And the reason why I want to upgrade that tank to a 20-gallon is because I want more plants, and that tank seems to thrive with plants. And yeah, simple enough answer. I just hope when I change it over to a 20-gallon that it just doesn't decide to crap itself and stop thriving. Because I might not even fill it all the way. I might just fill it up to 15 gallons just so that it's not full. But I was looking at that 30-gallon today, and okay, so you see this tank, how it has. Here, let's move these wires so you can see what I'm actually talking about. How it has this plastic stuff right here. Well, the plastic stuff on that other one, because I left it outside for like 2 or 3 days. Yeah, I left it outside for 2 or 3 days, and basically what happened was, I guess the plastic must have warped or something, and it popped off. I don't know if I should go out and get like some uh, fish tank super glue or something and glue it on there, because I have like glue for sealing leaks, but I don't know. So if you guys could put a comment down there, that'd be cool. Yeah, we've got a beta inside, um, or beta, however you guys like to pronounce it. Um, he seems to be the most happiest fish all by himself. Okay? You put anything else in that bowl. See, that's why I want to get the 10 gallon torn down, so he has a bigger tank. And then I can put them in the 20 and get them a better light, and they get a bigger environment, and you see how that goes. I'd basically be moving forward, and maybe I can get betas mating, or betas, beta, whatever you want to say, mating in a 10 gallon. I thought about that for a while, because, I've been told if you have an overly planted 10 gallon, you can throw betas in it. And if you want to switch S Eco Complete, just one bag black sand, blasting sand and mixing it, you should be able to do 3 tanks. I actually have never done sand with cichlids for a planted tank, but I'll think about the idea that's going on in the chat. Yeah, mating betas will probably take all my concentration. I've already had cichlids mate over and over, twice, 3 times in a row, and they killed my OB. In this tank, in the 20 gallon, with the bright orange light above it. And I've had them mate in the tank behind me as well, the convicts. I don't know who was doing who, but this was also right before I got rid of my Oscar. And before I had the Oscar, I had, what did I have? Red Devil Terror. Yeah, it's okay. I was attached, but I got rid of Freckles a long time ago, which was my male OB. So his wife was kind of just like left out to get eat up. If that makes sense. Yeah. We get sad about it for a couple hours, then we move on. That's how the fish hobby works. Because, we see so many fish weekly that, personally, I'm talking for all of us here. We see so many fish weekly that really it's hard for us to not get attached, but it's also hard for us not to be able to move on because that's the way the stream flows. You know what I mean? That was a good cup of coffee. I'm glad I remixed all the beans. So I take 4 different types of beans and I just mix them together and I grind them. Right? Grind one at a time. Oh my god. You talk about off the walls. I couldn't function without that coffee. But I also have the jitters half the day, so it's like I'm damned if I do and damned if I don't. I have to pee. I'm gonna try to hold it for the next 15 minutes. If I don't make it, I'm sorry. I miss my Oscar. He just got too big too fast. I got him when he was literally like this big. I have never, ever in my life gotten an Oscar that small. I fell in love with him right away. And I watched him go from that big to this big, to this big, to this big, to this big, And then this big, and I was like, nope, you ain't doing it. You ain't killing all my fish in my tank. I took him right over to the store. He broke my box. The box that's in that tank, he broke it. He hit it so hard. It's not good for the bladder. Well, the pisser's so far away, but, you know, we're okay. It's sad that, you know, I had to throw up a video about that earlier. That I actually know what the terms of privacy is. I'm not dumb because I've been hit for flags for that before. Yeah, you'll still be here. I'm back from outer space. I just walked the most lonely place. What is up, Christian Janicki? We are all great in here. Wonderful. Absolutely, positively wonderful. I have this video that I've been waiting to like put up, but I don't think I can. But I probably won't because I know it'll just probably spark a conversation. And it's nothing related to anything that's gone on in the last few weeks. It's actually a memorial video for my best friend. And I don't know if I even want to put it up because I just see it some asshat being an asshat. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't monetize something like that either because it's just wrong. But like, it's cool that I have all those pictures to remember my friend by. Because if I didn't have that, I wouldn't have anything to remember them by. Just great because I do. Not to get personal for a second there, I was just thinking about it. But yeah, I used to have another yellow hap in this tank, and or yellow lab. Was it a hap or no? It was a lab. In this tank that had no black stripe down the back, and this one does. I got rid of her because she was just too mean. She literally wanted to beat up everybody in the tank, and yeah. She would like literally beat up all the fish. Back to the tank we started out on. Where my brush is. And my coffee cup. Nope. Where did I put it earlier? Was it right here? Yep, that was where it was. The only reason I moved it is because you can see my computer screen and I don't want people to be like reading personal information or nothing like that. That's right. That's right. So this tank isn't the best for, you know, reflectiveness because you can see like everything on my desk. I don't like that. I should probably just like, okay, let's see what I can do. I can move forward into the spot where it is trying to reveal my desk. There we go. Haha. But I'm still hiding that tank. Oh wow. I've noticed that about that tank. That tank is like so mirror reflective that it just another reason I cut my hair back is so I could hide it up under a cap better. The bigger tank is so blue. It's because I have a top fin light on it and it's got white and blue LEDs, I believe, all the way through it. But I believe I might have broken the shield cover for that thing when I messed with it last, so I need to get a new shield cover. But yeah, top fin wasn't my first choice, but it was a cheap light, or it was on sale at the time because it was Christmas time, and or it might have been before Christmas time. Yeah, it was before Christmas time, and I decided to buy it. Just like the 10 gallon, I bought that a couple months before Christmas time last year. Oh yeah, you'll see me over there. Just give me a few. 7 minutes. I'm gonna end this stream. I'm trying to figure out how you use OBS to go live on a Google Hangout, or if you can do it at all. Like to get rid of this stupid watermark that shows up here. Thingy. I want to figure that out. If they design something like designed around that, that would be awesome. There's another reason I don't like to put it up here. Because it totally leans and wants to fall off. What is up, Christian? Oh, there. Now you can't see my desk. Cool. At least I don't think you can. But yep, just simple 3 fish tanks right now. Soon to be, well, technically 4, but yeah. The other one's inside. It's a beta bull. Not really that impressive, right? It's a beta. His name's Mr. Bubblesworth. Because all he does is create bubbles. I'm silly, I know. Is that view better? I thought so too. Because then I can go. I need to get rid of all the stuff that's underneath this dresser. Well, this isn't really a dresser. It's more like a glorified nightstand. You know what? Maybe I'm just thinking too hard on getting rid of stuff and instead of working with what I already have. I got a point there. Yeah, maybe one time I'll have Mom bring out Mr. Bubblesworth while I'm doing a live stream. Yeah, I've had the beta for like 8 months. These guys behind me are probably the oldest ones, the convicts and the sunfish. And some of the guys in here. Because my other ones, they've all either died or got taken back over to the LFS. It would be funny to do like a commentary video about the, like a joking video about the LFS. Like, not a bad one, but like a joke, you know? Because, yeah, there's so much comedy that goes on over there that y'all would laugh. Y'all would laugh. That's all I'm gonna say. Because I laugh every time I go over there. And I get stuck in there every time I go over there. But hey, ladies and germs, it's time for the Nick the Dick show, the fish stream portion of the Nick the Dick show to end. We are at an hour and 30 minutes, and that's what I said I'd give you, was an hour and 30 minutes. And that's what I'm leaving it at. So have a good night. God bless you all. I'll see you next time. And I love you all. And keep that stream of fishy.